speak to some new faces, some faces you already know. But here we are on to the next section of our call, and we'll go through some updates with you today. So if I can find where my mouse has gone, here it is. So updates from us, the Code Club team. The first one is a really fun new campaign that has fairly recently launched called This Is Our Code Club. And I'm hoping that many of you have seen this around already, but if you haven't, it's a campaign to help registered clubs all over the world tell us their club story, who they are, what they do, what they like. So we've got 3 exclusive projects only for registered clubs. So they're kind of on a hidden page. And you can get to them on that link there that Ruhi's just shared. And the idea is clubs can pick all of these projects to do, maybe it's just one project, and they create that project, whether it's a whole group thing or if they want to create individual things, that's fine too. And their mentors can share those back to us, and the club will receive a certificate, and we can promise some glitter stickers. Now I'm hoping that people have factored in some international postage here, but that is the prize on offer for those clubs that submit their projects. So if you go to that page, mentors can see all the information. There's a form where they can submit their club's project as well, and then they can kind of take it away from there. But yeah, it's a really nice, fun project. We want to hear more from the community. So this is how we're approaching that at the moment. Here are the projects. So one is a microbit project about making a theme tune for your Code Club, which is really cute. Making a podcast as well, using a large language model, and creating it out of lots of people's answers, and then a Scratch project about making a game as well. So lots of options for all different ages and interests there. And some key dates around this. It's not running forever. It is a short portion of time. So clubs who've registered will have got some information through email already. But the final reminder is the 13th of October. With the activity closing on the 24th of October. As partners, we'd love it if you help spread the word on this. So if you want to reach out to those registered clubs you have in your network and let them know either individually, or you want to put something on your social media, that would be great too. But there's a partner pack available. It's got all the key information, all sort of newsletter copy, social media copy, design assets that you can use. Kaye, you just had a question. What happens to them after the activity closes? That's a great question. I don't happen to have the answer at the moment. We've not.
I'm pretty sure they will go public. They will go public to the whole community. It will be open source, because I know there was quite a conversation about we're all open source. It is a prompt to encourage some clubs to come closer into the fold and to give us updated information. So that's part of it, other than obviously assembling these very cool stories about clubs. But I'm fairly certain the plan is for it to go public.
Oh, that would be great. I was only asking because for my clubs, this is end of the year and they're wrapping up. And so lots of them said, these look great, but we won't get to it. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good. It seems like they will be able to maybe a bit later on then. Yes, so if you're interested, Ruhi shared the link to the partner pack. Do take a look and see if it's something you would like to talk about with your clubs. And we'd love to get a really global perspective on this, so please do. Another update here, the project site, you may have seen this already. It has got a new look and some new features that are really helpful. So the team have been busily working away to tag every single project that's on there so that they can be now grouped into our groupings there at the top of the screen. So if you say you're focusing on something in your club around a science week at school, you can go and find something that would fit in nicely. And also all the projects now have a skill level attached to them. I think it's just level 1, 2 and 3, so that at a glance you can see whether that fits you as an individual or fits your club, so that you don't get halfway through and think, actually, this is too hard. So you can have a look at that before starting anything. And I have a video here that I'm going to play this through here. Just press next, and this shows you a bit more of the new projects site. Here we go. It's just me scrolling through, but you can see all the topics are at the top of the screen. Then you can choose the device or the program that you're working with as well, and then a couple of more links out to Co-Club, etc. at the end. Also new on the project site, we can now show users who've logged in their projects that they have either completed, started, and you can now see your achievements as well. This is great, especially for club mentors, club leaders, because you can now see that you've got your safeguarding module on there. So if there's any ever, you want to check, you want to see, you want a screenshot of that, they want to check that they've done it if they can't remember, or they want to see the date that they did it. It's just by year, but you can now see that you've got that module. So better visibility around safeguarding module. We're really pleased that that feature's now live. And I have a quick demo here from one of our developers just around how this is looking and working. And the key thing to remember with all of this is please encourage people to log in, because it only works if you're logged in, so we know who it is that's logged in. So I'll let the video run.
Quick demo to show the improvements we've made to the logged in experience for users on the project site. Once a user is logged in, they can go over to this Your Dashboard section. This will load up a page with two options, Your Projects and Achievements. So the Your Projects section did previously exist. It has now been redesigned. So it allows users to filter through their in-progress projects, completed projects, and their favorite projects. And it now uses the new project card designs that is being used across the site. The next section is the Achievements section. This section will show users the badges that they've unlocked through doing the projects. It will show them the badge name, the badge image, and the date they've unlocked the badge. And that will be filtered by the years they've achieved those badges in. So in this case, it's all 2025, but if there was badges unlocked across different years, it'd be filtered per year. That's it. Thank you.
So some really helpful updates there, I think. And moving on, a new resource. This has actually been out for about a month or two, but I don't think we've mentioned it on a call yet, so I wanted to draw attention to it. It's a new mentor information guide around the AI resources that we have. So it's an overview of all those resources we have based around AI, the learning paths, project suggestions you can do to fit with each one, the key concepts that you might need to explain. So it's a kind of starter pack for mentors who might be brand new to teaching and talking about AI. And it gives them different ways to approach it, whether it's project-based or kind of stage-based around developing information bit by bit. So there's different ways they could approach this with their clubs. It gives them those options and it helps them figure out what they would want to talk about week by week. So it's a really helpful guide. If that's something that's happening in your clubs, please do feel free to share that one too. And just a reminder, we're still running our virtual drop-in sessions. It's been good to see a couple of people on those recently. So they're the first Thursday of the month. The next one will be 2nd of October, 9:30 a.m. UK time, 4 p.m. UK time as well. And the link is the same each there. No agenda, so it's nothing formal at all. It's just a, hey, how are you? Or if you've suddenly got a question, you can come pop in and ask us there and then. That's it from me, and I'll hand over to Sonja.
Yeah, just to reminisce about the partner meetup a little bit and really to share with the whole network, because it's a meeting for everyone, and we hope that over the years we're trying to do it annually to bring people together and to give everyone a chance to participate. But just to debrief what we chatted about this year. So on the right, that was a view from our hotel. If you haven't been in Colombo yet, it's city, it's sea, it's great. So we were in this very nice hotel meeting up so that we could concentrate of our day off communication and interaction. These are the things that we talked about. So from the Raspberry Pi Foundation, we had Ellie and myself from our core team, then Anna, who's our director, who oversees our work, and another team, Rachel, who is our executive team member, and then we had Vasu from our team in India, and Divya from our digital products team. That was our gang, and then we had participants from, I want to say, 18 partner organizations. So it was a very good group, and understandably with a Asia focus of participants, I would say, even though there was a smattering from all around. So Rachel and Anna gave a bit of an update of where we are. RPF is redeveloping a strategy. It's going to be very much along the lines of what we have now. If there's any breaking news, we'll obviously bring it to this meeting as well. We had a chance to hear from partners about what everyone is working on, who they are, getting to know each other, be able to then pick up conversations throughout the day. And then we looked into co-club community building, which is something we'll pick up again in this group probably on the next call, because we found it just very helpful to chat with each other. It is the oldies but goldies of looking into like, how do you get volunteers? How do you retain volunteers? Do you have growth strategies? And another question around how do I make a community and how do I help my community thrive, which is something we're all working on. After lunch, there was a session on AI about how to use it in clubs, how to use it in your daily work, how to use it for yourself, and how to share it. Divya led on that. This is based on her own experience, but any experience AI materials. And these are what they would have looked like, but I can't do the rest if I can't see the agenda. I'll show you pictures about all of this in a second. There was an unplugged activity that was much fun, just kind of coming back to when your club loses power, when you don't have enough computers, when there's always situations where you don't have the materials you need. There is a good set of unplugged activities that you can use, and we tried out one to see what that would look like, and how much chaos it causes. A fair amount, but it's very fun. Then we talked about how to make content your own, either by translating or by tailoring it to a certain audience. What experience do we have with that? And then we kind of just focused a little bit about what we want to take away from the meeting, what we want to work on the next 12 months until we hopefully see each other again. And now we have some impressions. So you see Kaye was there. I just saw Lidit on the call, who was also there. Yeah, good smattering. So these are the community ideas. This is the unplugged activity of the self-driving car. We found it quite challenging, but entertaining. I will also say Vasu made it increasingly difficult as well. My favorite quote from Kaye happened here, which said, "Oh no, obstacles everywhere, obstacles everywhere," which was not really an approved cue, but it really fit well. Yeah, and this is the whole gang. This is everyone that was there, and some quotes, some anonymous quotes from the survey after, of what people liked about either the meetup or who wanted to improve about the meetup or about being part of the partner network. And I saw your question pop up about the pictures. We have made a folder where we're sharing our pictures. However, you can only use them internally, any pictures we have, because our photo consent only covers the rights for the Raspberry Pi Foundation. So we can't give you the rights to these pictures to publish them. But if it's just for you to reminisce or to share with your team, you can absolutely use them. And we can share the link after in our Slack channel, maybe. Yeah, so all in all, for me, it was a fantastic day. I like, as always, there is just some special energy about getting together. It gave me a new push and excitement about the upcoming time. And then the highlight anyways is we went to Coolest Projects Sri Lanka afterwards. Their lighting is very blue, and lots of young creators with very impressive projects, and a real celebration of these young creators. It was a great trip, and already thinking about where we might go next year. I'll let you guys know as soon as I can. And this is where I hand over to Kaye.
Thanks, Sonja. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Ruhi. So I'm super excited to share Moonhack with everyone. As you probably know, our 10th birthday is this year with Moonhack, so it's a bit exciting to know that it's been running for 10 years and we're still going. So this year the theme is just very much party, and the projects are all based around parties and fun. So yeah, it's just so exciting. So if you don't know much about Moonhack, it's more of a chance for kids to jump into a global challenge and participate more than a competition, getting some kids having some fun times with coding. So the registrations are already open, and we're up to about 10,000 registrations in the last 2 weeks, which is really exciting. My aim was 22,000, and that will bring us to 300,000 participants in Moonhack over the 10 years. So fingers crossed that we get up to that. I'm hoping we do. To register, you just jump onto the website, which is just moonhack.com. It is free to take part, and it's open to everybody around the world to jump in and do that. The challenge itself starts on the 14th of October and runs for 2 weeks. Those dates are very lenient. I know that Ali in Iraq has already had his Moonhack event. Just the way that it fit into the university calendar, he's already done his. Shiraz in Sri Lanka is going to do his in the first week of November. So it's quite flexible. It doesn't need to stick within those 2 weeks. At the end with the projects, they're welcome to share their projects back to us here at Moonhack. Any that get shared from scratch and give us permission, we pop them into a Moonhack studio so everyone can have a look and view all the amazing work that comes through. And submissions for projects is open until the 22nd of November, giving clubs lots of time to get in and have a go at the projects and really encourage the kids to change and innovate on them and put their own slant to them and really create them in their own fun style. So I thought the best thing to do would be to take you through the 6 projects really briefly so you've got a bit of an idea of what they are. So the first one is called Birthday Blast Off, and this one is very much aimed at any beginning coders. This one's kind of my favorite though. So in this one, we have 9 different voices of young people from code clubs around the world, counting from 10 down to 1 in their language, and it's used within the project. So this one's just a nice little animation of the rocket that takes off to the cake planet to celebrate. The kids can choose what language they would like that blast off counted down in. So Sonica had this beautiful one. There was like a whole group of children from a dojo that is absolutely gorgeous in there. So yeah, it's a very cute one. That project has been translated into 22 different languages. A huge shout out to our Raspberry Pi translators and also a bunch of translators from the Telstra Foundation here in Australia who've made that happen. The second project is called Luna Laughs. This one's a bit of an animation where you click on the raindrop and he tells you 5 different space jokes. I think the concept of jokes gives kids the ability to really put their own slant onto what jokes are included rather than my really bad ones that aren't that great. The idea behind this project, and it's something new that I've tried, is that there are 3 steps to it, and those 3 steps really loan themselves to all ability levels. So those kids who are new to coding, if they just complete step 1, they've got a finished project. They don't have to keep going. And step 1 is just about using the text-to-speech extension and sound. So it's nice and simple. If they choose to go into step 2, it adds some animation into it and using the broadcast function. So it's that next step up. And then step 3, it takes the jokes and puts them into lists and then includes variables and branching to randomize the order that the jokes are told. So it gets a bit complex at the end. I know that one says 26 languages down the bottom, but after adding some new ones this afternoon, it's available in 29 different languages. Yeah. The next one is another Scratch project called Party Puzzle, and it's basically making a jigsaw puzzle. It is quite complex, so it is recommended. It's for kids who've got some experience or want those up for a bit of a challenge. That one is now available in 19 different languages on the website. The next project is Party Mixbit. It basically takes a microbit and turns it into a DJ station. So one button will control different music, the other button will control different sound effects, and you can also change the tempo of what's being played. So you've got to mix your music with your sound effect and get them going together to be able to create a bit of a party playlist song. So that one's quite fun. You don't need a microbit to do it. It is effective just on the editor on screen, but if you have your own, it's fun to make. That one has jumped up a lot. It's now available in 26 different languages. And the last 2 projects, the first one, Astrolock, is a Python project. It's basically an escape room inside a space shuttle. And I've done this 3-step to this one as well. So if people are new to Python, they might just complete step 1. Step 1 is a key is hidden in one of 3 rooms. It's always in the same place. And you've got to sort of get the right room the first time to get off the space shuttle. So it's fairly basic, but nice and easy. Step 2 adds difficulty to it, adds loops in, changes the order a little bit. And then step 3 is much more difficult and adds in randomizing the room, where the key is found, but also adds in riddles that have to have a correct answer to be able to get into the room. That one is now available in 12 different languages. And the last project is Moonhack X. This is just a design project where young people can use any coding software, any robotics, anything that they choose to. And it's just telling a story about Moonhack from their perspective, whether it's about their experience with it. In the blog post, I've shared a timeline of Moonhack, so they might like to retell the timeline from the time that we got a Guinness World Record to now we don't, because we'd have to have, like 100,000 kids coding at the same time. It can be something that just shows Moonhack across the years, can be absolutely anything. That one has been translated into 22 different languages now. There is a Scratch starter project that goes with that one if kids are interested in using Scratch, and it's basically a scrolling screen that goes through all of the different themes of colours and logos of Moonhack across the years. So a little bit of a trip down memory lane for those people who have been doing Moonhack for a really long time. So my key to everyone is that Moonhack is for everyone. It's for all of our clubs around the world. So I hope that you will share it with your networks. Jump on, get them engaged. If you'd like specific answers around what projects are available in your local language, feel free to reach out to me on Slack. They are all listed on the project page when you sort of do the drop-down menu, and you'll see all of the languages there. They can choose any of the 6 projects that they would like to do. In Australia, we have some kids that manage to do all 6, so we make them champion Moonhackers. Yeah, and if you could share any of our social posts just to sort of broaden it around the world to get our reach out there, we would love to have as many people join in as possible. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Amazing. Thank you, Kaye. I love this year's theme of like bringing everything together, and it's such a fun, it's just like party for Moonhack. Great.
It is fun.
Amazing. And you've done such a great job, as always, with all those projects. I don't know how you come up with new ideas every year, but you do. It's fantastic.
It's just fun. And the first one, the birthday blast off, that came out of our global partners meeting last year in the UK, where we did a big brainstorm together and we got lots of different ideas. So it stemmed from there.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions at this point about anything we've spoken about from Kaye, from our side of things?
Just a question. I wasn't clear, that mentor guide, is that for public release now to AI? Can we share that with our clubs freely?
It should be. It's been on a newsletter, CoCub newsletter. So I think it should be okay to share public.
Let's check. And also, you said that our code club link was only for internal use, or not for sharing or something like that, but we can share it with our clubs. I'm not sure what the distinction is.
Yeah, so please don't share it publicly as a link on social media, basically. If you're sending it in an email or WhatsApp direct to clubs who are registered, that's a fine method to share, but yeah, just not widely so that anyone and everyone can find it. So we keep it just for those registered clubs.
And any registered club should have access to all the materials through their dashboard. So when they log in, so if you're not sure whether a club has 100% registered or not, ask them to log in. And if they have issues, maybe support them to get them to the spot. But it would pop up for any club directly as soon as they log in as well.
On their dashboard.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Things we can clarify? No? Well, if they come to you later on, please do speak up. We shall send you off into some more breakout rooms now. So you've heard from Kaye, you've heard from us about new resources, new things to share with your clubs, new things to try out in your clubs. Now is your chance to speak with your fellow partners and just share, what are you planning? Is it something we've spoken about? Maybe you've been creating your own resource that you're excited to try out. Maybe you found something completely different out there that you're excited to try with your clubs. So this is your moment to talk about plans for the next couple of months. And also, if you joined us in Sri Lanka, feel free to share a bit more about your experiences there and what we did and what we spoke about. And the good food you might have eaten when you're there too. Thanks, Anna. Nice to see you.
All right. I hope you had good chats. I would love to know what's the highlights. If someone from the groups would like to share what's the best takeaway or a good idea that came up in your conversation. Anyone brave?
Well, let me speak for Kaye. So they're getting into 3D printing, which is really, really cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, coding using the Tinkercad code blocks and making what was it? Fidget spinners, fidgets, earrings, right?
Yeah,
So-
earrings, key rings, fidget spinners.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of new projects coming.
And soon vases. I'm going to send you our vase documentation.
Wow. That's intense. Very cool.
It's all just a pretext for using basic loops and maybe variables.
There's very important educational basis to this. Of course. All right. What else? Those of you who don't have a 3D printer, what will your clubs be working on in the next couple of months? Anyone brave enough?
Well, I'm always happy to go. We didn't get to discussing it with Saravatana because I was learning all about what's happening in Cambodia, which is very interesting. Just building on what Kaye and Patrick were talking about, we've got quite an interesting resurgence in turtle stitch here locally, which is the coded embroidery. And there's 2 machines at the African Institute for Mathematical Studies, and the idea is that our clubs can do it and send their code to the embroidery machines and get it back, which is really exciting to turn code into clothing. The other side of that I haven't had anybody actually do that I'm very excited about is laser etching of jeans. It's a big thing in the fashion industry. You can use a laser cutter to draw patterns on clothes. But I really think that'll also bring a different group of interested folks into the Code Club. If you've got cool patterns on your hoodie, or if you've got a pillow you've made, or if your jeans are now suddenly having some robot design on them, could be very cool.
Sweet. Thank you. Mauricio is on public transport. Was anyone in a group with Mauricio and could share out? Sonica has been celebrating Turtle Stitch as well. Great. All right. Maybe that was our inspiration today. That's okay. Did you guys have things to chat about in your group, though? It's just the big group that's a lot. That's fair. All right. Ellie, was there anything else we wanted to touch on today?
I think we've
covered it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the invite to the next call is coming out imminently. We already know the date, right? I want to say it's a Tuesday in early October, but you'll get an email, so that'll be our next call. Yeah.